husband, he smells like he's burning. This morning, Noah seemed off. He was paler than usual, with dark shadows under his eyes and sweat clinging to his forehead. And still, he greeted me with a smile, and he poured himself a bowl of cereal. Okay, look, I know you're usually not my type, and I was probably drunk, but you're so cute. I won't tell if you don't. I froze. The bowl was already overflowing, and he was reaching for the dishwasher soap instead of the milk. And before I could think, I jumped to my feet and I snatched it out of his hand, shoving the milk carton towards him instead. Noah! My head was spinning. I grabbed his face, shaking him slightly, the words clogging in my throat. Look at me! I forced him to face me. What the hell are you talking about? Noah blinked. I don't know if you're trying to be cute, but if you're just in denial, but the fact is, we slept in the same bed. Me, captain of the hockey team, and you, the library nerd who definitely applied to an Ivy League. We shouldn't work, and yet we do, like it or not. Something happened. What's her name? He playfully prodded me in the forehead. Which, by extension, means we, you know. We did it, you know. Mommy? A small voice cut through, babbling, and I twisted around to see our 4-year-old daughter, Bess, standing in the doorway, Teddy tucked under her elbow. Bess rubbed her eyes. From her rosy cheeks, clenched fists, I was expecting the usual 7 a.m. tantrum, and Noah had already eaten her cereal. Bess scowled. Why is Daddy asking and saying weird things? I rushed towards her and scooped her up. Oh, Daddy's just being funny. Bess nodded and ran back upstairs. Oh, who's that kid? Noah said. Is that your little sister? Stop it! I surprised myself, backing away from him. It was too warm, too clammy. I felt his forehead. Retracting my hand, it was burning. It wasn't just hot, but scalding. I'm going to take you to the doctor right now. I reached for his hand, but he was too hot to even touch. Noah pulled away with a laugh. Oh, but we have school, you idiot, he teased. The stink of burning filled my nostrils. I glanced at the stove, but it wasn't even on. Noah, I'm your wife, I said, cupping his cheeks. It's me, Emily. I grabbed his face. And when his eyes wandered, I said, look at me. You're 36 years old and you have a 4-year-old daughter. My husband, he frowned at me. Smoke wafting from the back of his head. Do you smell that? He said, giggling, blood leaking from his ears. His words, they began to slur. And before I could even think straight, I grabbed his arm and I dragged him outside of the car, my breaths coming fast and heavy. Where are we going? Noah asked calmly. Smoke curled from the back of his head, the smell of singed meat filling my nose. His head, it suddenly dropped forward like a puppet with its strings cut. We have school. I'm getting you help. I managed to get out in sharp breaths. Just hold on, okay? I grabbed for him to hold him up when he fell forwards, his eyes flickering. Noah! Noah! I swallowed a shriek and gripped the steering wheel. Come on, stay with me. I managed to get him to the hospital, but the moment we arrived, something felt wrong. The building, it was empty. It was abandoned. That's impossible. I brought Bess here for a shot last week, and the place had been overflowing with people. Now the front desk was overturned, and hospital beds were scattered across the floor. The lights, they were off, and vending machines had been smashed open and looted. By then, Noah was barely responsive. He was muttering incoherently, and I dragged him inside with me. "Help! Help!" I screamed, kicking through the garbage. Noah felt heavy in my arms, his legs dragging behind him, his arms dangling. "Please, someone help me!" I pulled him into one of the beds, gasping for breath. Noah's head, it lollied to the side, and blood trickled from his parted lips. "My husband, he needs help. I think I think they never wanted us, you know." Noah's eyes were half-lidded and glassy, but his voice was stronger now. Different somehow. I squeezed his hand desperately, searching for medical supplies. "I'll get a doctor. I'll find one, I promise." He smiled through a ribbon of red bleeding from his mouth. "Do you have a power drill by any chance?" I froze. My hands were trembling. The first aid kit. "What?" Noah closed his eyes. "Wait for it." Ignoring him, I grabbed a scalpel, a bandage, and some analgesics and anesthetics. And before a voice exploded in my head, "Deactivation in 1 minute." I slammed my hands over my ears. "Thank you, class of 2037. Your work has now concluded. Due to service cuts, this town will no longer be used by government personnel. We apologize for the delay. Please prepare for full deactivation. Thank you for your services for the last 15 years. I dropped to my knees when something popped inside my head. The smell of acrid smoke filling the air. To my surprise, Noah rolled off the bed lying next to me. He squeezed my hand. "Do you want to maybe go for some pizza?" 59, 58, 57. "Yeah," I hummed, the taste of blood filling my mouth. The countdown reached the 20s, descending into single digits. I swallowed a sob. "Can't we stop it?" "No, I mean, we could have, but it's too late," Noah mumbled, rolling over to meet my eyes. He smiled. "I just want some pizza." 10. The voice was suddenly so loud in my head. Me too, I whispered. "What's your name?" I coughed up blood, choking on the thickness of it under my tongue. "Your real name, your real one." 9, 8, 7, 6. Noah didn't respond, and I figured he must be gone. 5, 4, 3, 2. "Leon," he whispered when the bomb went off in my head. My name was Leon. I wish I knew mine.